Hi, folks. Welcome, everyone, wherever you are listening from. My name is Kalu, and this is X Space with Kalu. On this space, of course, we're talking money, finance, and the economy. We always want to make it personal for you. How do the topics on money and finance affect you personally? Today, we have a bit of like a special session. I've got some friends from Brazil. They are from the CCIIB, the Chamber of Industry, Indo Brazilian. We want to talk about, exports, imports, open up new frontiers as it were, especially for Nigerians. And of course, if you're Nigerian, you understand the exchange rate issues that we're going through at the moment, where we have the dollar, give or take at about 1.2, 1.4, whoever you are speaking to. So, wouldn't it be a great opportunity to find new markets to export products from Nigeria to? That way, you can earn dollars, sort of like hedge or diversify your income flows. Also, what about the government? Like, wouldn't it be a good idea to talk to, should we say, folks in other markets to see how you can connect your city with that city in terms of trade, so you can basically get that going. It's getting your residents to have new markets that they can export to from the state. That's new IGR. And also for the government, we're talking about breaks. What are the advantages of the breaks? Do we get any, should we say, perks in terms of currency swaps or trade? All that I want to bring up in one particular session with my friend Paulo. Paulo, let me have you on mute. Let me have you introduce yourself and also introduce the CCIIB, and then of course we'll take it from there. Welcome, folks. Paulo, you got the floor.
So first of all, thank you so much, Kalu, for having me to have this opportunity to talk to your audience. And good evening for most of you. Most of your audience is from Nigeria, correct? And Africa.
That is correct. That is correct. The big apple, the big yam, the big anything, whatever you say, that's Nigeria. Go for it.
That's very nice. I have very good friends from Nigeria, so thanks for having me. First of all, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the Brazilian is pretty much a new initiative. There is many chambers of commerce around the market. In many different countries, it's about the same. We want to have a different approach where we have partners, we connect to everyone, and we give opportunities for smaller and medium companies, for entrepreneurs, startups. We want to be very commerce and business focused. So that's the overall idea. Everything started pretty much with friends of Nigeria too, just to let you know. And my father was a Rotarian. He was governor of the Rotary Club. I don't know if many people is aware of the Rotary Club, the work they do.
Yep.
So we started with events in Brazil where we have people from India, people from Nigeria, a few other countries. And we did a lot of missions and exchanges between our countries. And many of them are part of those actions in order to help people, donations, events. We started a chamber in order to actually cooperate and start trade and business between our countries, because I think it's the same for Nigeria, it's the same for India, it's the same for Brazil. Our trade partners are pretty much always the same. It's Europe, US, and China. There is no bridges between our countries. There is no bridges between Brazil and Africa. There is no bridges between Brazil and India. And I think Africa and India is starting to make business, to talk, and to connect. So there is a lot of opportunities in this area. Our chamber got a lot of support here in Brazil, federal level, state level, municipality level, and we really want to connect the Brazilian business with business in India. And we have a partner here that we're going to talk a little bit later, which is the IJEX. Is the Institute of the Youth Exporters. And there's many actions that we are planning to do with African countries. There was a mission to South Africa and to Angola a couple of months ago. They did. They're an official partner of the chamber, and there is many fronts that we are interested to work in Africa. And there is already a letter of cooperation with Nigeria, where we need to help the people pretty much business classes, for internationalization, how to export, how to import, some educational process for the agro-business, the familiar agro-business, the smaller farms. Will be pretty much a platform where we can help people in Africa in order to do the whole internationalization process. And I'll talk a little bit more about this later.
Excellent. Paul, I heard you mention India and the BRICS. What's the connection? What specific services can your chamber in relationship with Brazil, India, Nigeria? Could you just talk more about that? You know, a few months ago, we had the BRICS conference. Nigeria wasn't admitted into BRICS, but we had a debate in Nigeria if it's a good thing for us to join, what are the advantages for us to join. So if you could talk around that, would be nice for us.
For sure. Starting with, there's a lot of opportunities of cooperation. And what we do, what our chamber do then is a little bit different of the other chambers. First of all, we give you the hand. Let's say we start with the basics, with the simple. We can support you regarding consultation, the legal part, the logistical part. We can help you in several areas. Build the bridge between you. I'm talking about Brazil for now. I'm going to talk about the Nigeria context later. But for Brazil, what we offer for the companies here is pretty much to build this bridge between Brazil and India and vice versa. So Brazilian companies from the agro business, for example, don't want to sell to India. What we do, in cooperation with the embassy as well with the Indian government, we open the doors, let's say. So we help in the process from all the requirements they need, the legal part, the financial part, the packing, for example, everything they need in order to start exporting and selling to the market. We're going to give them the full support in Brazil. And when they're ready to actually start selling and exporting, in India, we have our offices there. So we're going to give them all the assistance regarding finding the supplier, finding the buyer, finding the partner, even if they want to import or export. So it's A to Z place where we can offer everything to our partners, from the legal part until the final part, which is the payment, the sales, and all the agreements they need.
Okay, and Paul, if you want to get specific to Nigeria, like how do we fit in? If I'm a Nigerian guy, I'm in Lagos or Aba, I export food or I have ginger, how can you guys? What's the specifics now for me in Nigeria? Like, what is there for me? If you could, be more specific.
Oh, sure. What do we have a lot of interest because we want to work with African countries pretty soon. It's a program we are about to finalize. It's a project we're about to finalize. Get in contact with us. If you have products you want to buy from India, if you have products you want to buy from Brazil, import from Brazil, we're going to be here to help you out. For example, you want to bring technology for the agribusiness. You want to import specific kinds of food. I know there's a necessity. A friend of mine from Nigeria 2 years ago, I mentioned to you before, said that they need ration for the cattle because there was no much in Nigeria. So that's something we can help you out to identify. The process is very simple, actually. We get in contact with us. You tell us your demand. We're gonna do a marketing research, a business intelligence, right? So we're gonna identify this product, the company, the pricing, the logistic pricing, and how much was going to be to deliver to you. And we're gonna help you out as well to guarantee the supplier is in compliance with the government, is in compliance with all the agencies, and this product gonna get to you. So we're pretty much we're in the middle to check both sides, right? The payments and etc. If you want to sell to Brazil as well, we can help you out. You can contact us. We're gonna do a viability research to see, for example, if we wanna sell beef to Brazil, there is no viability. Forget it. We're one of the biggest producers in the world, right? But if there's some products you think in your head, or you do a little research on Google or check in few places, Brazil buys a lot of this product. I'll try to sell this product for Nigeria or any place in Africa to Brazil. We contact us. We can do this market research for you, this business analysis, and we're gonna let you know the specifics of how much this product is here, how much will be if you send it here, if there's viability or not. And if it's a good match, we can help you during the whole process in order to start selling to Brazil. And we can do the same in India. So if you want to sell your product to India or you want to buy products from India, we can help you out during the process.
Oh, so that's so in essence, if I'm in Aba and Aba has got a lot of leather shoes, and I want to basically sell shoes to India or Brazil, you guys can help me know if there's a market for that, the pricing, how I can get in, and all that. And that's will I pay for that? How do you guys screen me? How does that work?
So the process, of course, works with cooperation for partners and with some government agencies, right?
Gotcha.
Always depends of what you're talking about. If you want to sell food, if you want to sell medicine products, for example, it's a little bit harder process. We're going to go through different agencies, but we are the parts where we're going to help you during the whole process. We have all the partners necessary in order to help out in one go, in one go shop, right? So you come here, you talk to us, and you want to import or you want to export to Brazil or to India, we are here for the whole thing, from the beginning to the end.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So it's in essence governments and all that. Gotcha. What this trade
even local governments, municipalities, or even federal government, something bigger, we're going to get involved, as well as associations. For example, there is a technology, a startup from Nigeria. They'll see the Brazilian market as a good market. So we can do the viability research for you and the market research, the intelligence research. If it's viable, it's good, we can help you with the project in order to create a project here, the financial project, the application project. And if it's viable, you want to bring investors. I already have investors in Nigeria. I want to look for investors in Brazil. We can help you in this process too.
Gotcha. And guys, just so you know, I'm talking to Paulo of the CCIIB. And if you do have questions, just keep them handy. I just want to run through a few of my own inquiries because I've spoken to Paulo. Then I'll let you guys ask questions. If you have a DM, send to me. We'll make sure he does address them. Paul, just a quick one on this Indian trade event happening. We've spoken offline about this, the Indo President Chamber of Commerce mission to India. What's it all about? I know there's a food fair and there's a smart cities fair. Just give us an overview, what's it all about and what's in it for me as a Nigerian. How do I plug in?
Sure, I think it's a very good opportunity, first of all. I already spoke yesterday with the government of a state here called Santa Catarina. It's a big producer and exporter of food as well. And they're very interested for both events. So pretty much on the 5th of January, we're going to participate with the event called Indo's Food. It's one of the biggest food and beverage fairs in Asia, right? There is going to be over 85 different countries represented there. And it's a great opportunity to connect, right? So anything regarding food processing, food, beverage, agro businesses, there is a great place to go. So we're going to take about 60 Brazilian companies there. The biggest vinegar company the fourth biggest vinegar company in the world is going to be with us, called Toscano, and many others that sells açaí, which is a boom product from Brazil, from the Brazilian Amazon, that we're taking it for us as example. And there is already interested in business in India. And what the chamber does regarding the event. So if there is any company or any government representative from Nigeria, they're interested to sell to India or sell to Brazil, I think this event in New Delhi on the 5th of January is a very good opportunity because we can connect in person, and the chamber is going to arrange all the meetings, all the visits for distributors, buyers, partners, and everything. So we offer full support for the events, for the both fairs, right? Regarding hotel, transportation, food, translator, lawyers, reporters, everything you need in order to make this event successful. We're here to support you. And on the 15th of January, that's going to be a big one for us. We're going to have over 200 people from Brazil, state level, municipality, and federal level, and as well many business people are going with us. Is for the Smart Cities event in New Delhi on the 15th of January. This event is a great opportunity because it's all about technology, right? And smart cities. This event is around 12 fairs in one, pretty much, right? So we're going to have the smart cities part. We're going to have opportunity for startups, fintechs, oil and gas, defense, as well water supplies, everything green, energy, renewable energy. So we have representatives of different sectors coming with us because, India is a reference so many in technology. So we are doing some contracts of cooperation, technology transfer, and as well many purchases from the companies over there. And in this event, we're gonna have about 40 different countries represented, and we are the official representative of the event in Brazil. So we can help you out. We can help you out for to be a exhibitor. We can have a space to talk about your product, about your country, or about your state. If there is anyone interested from Nigeria, so we can help you out setting up the event. It's a very good opportunity to cooperate, find investment as well. The state of Rio de Janeiro is coming with us. Everyone knows Rio de Janeiro, I guess. It's one of the iconic cities of Brazil. We are going to the government of Rio de Janeiro. They're looking for investment for the Guanabara Bay, for example. And we already got many countries and companies that are interested in cooperating to a joint venture with Rio in order to make it happen. As well, there's a state here in Brazil. I cannot talk about which one, but they're interested in offering a train station, right? And there's already a few companies interested in investing and realizing and making actually the concession and the fair, pretty much.
Gotcha.
So it's a very good opportunity for any company or government in Nigeria to connect and use us as a chamber or connections to make it happen.
And Paul, really, to me, this is why I'm bringing you here to Nigeria to speak to Nigerians, right? Because you are giving us a one-stop shop. If I had to go myself to India or to Brazil, I had to talk to many people. But now with one fair, I get access to all these folks in one place. Private sector, government, local government, and all that in one place. I could sell, but most importantly, you're going to hold my hand and say, if I want this, if I want a specific tour, you can do that for me. If I want information on this, you can do that for me. So very, very important, that we're doing that, and I appreciate that. Also, Paul, we spoke offline again about the youth side of it, the youth export scheme. I forget the exact name. I just felt that was important just to mention. If you just maybe do a quick review on that youth export side, and then we'll ask some other guys to speak. Go ahead, Paul.
For sure. So we have a partner called Youth Exporters. That's an institution that have many years already. And they already did, if I'm not wrong, 5 or 6 missions to African countries. They just came back from South Africa. And there is many companies and letters from the government of South Africa and Angola interested in cooperation, right? So they're creating a platform, which is going to be an educational platform where we're going to connect Macau, all the Portuguese-speaking countries, and soon is going to be available in English too, just after the launching. And the whole idea is to transfer knowledge, right? So, for example, a small agricultor from the interior of Nigeria with this app going to be able to learn the whole process of internationalization, COMEX, exportation, how to market the product. We're going to have a marketplace too. So that's a project we are working closely with the Institute and as well with some government levels in African countries. And I spoke with the president, Ronan. I'm sorry he cannot be here today. Maybe do something specific about it because it's all about Africa soon with him. But she told me yesterday that he's already talking to the embassy of Nigeria in Brazil. And they're really interested in actually investing in this program to have this app in Nigeria because it's very interesting. It's very educational. It's focused on the youth. The smaller companies that have good products but need the knowledge, need the support, need the lessons in order to start going to the international market. So that's the idea.
All right, gotcha. And Paul, just last one. If a Nigerian is listening today and wants to get access, okay, what do we do? Like, what do we do?
Okay, so here we have, if you guys can see here, if you can put a speaker, I have here the chamber. Twitter, the X now. Just stay in contact with us. Just join us on Twitter, on X, on Instagram. I know it's a complicated name in Portuguese, but it's Câmara de Comércio e Indústria Indo Brazilian, CCIIB. Just look for us here, or can just message me. I guess they can message you as well, Kalu. But just follow me, send me a message. I can forward you to the chamber's email, contacts, WhatsApp, whatever it is. And we're going to be more than glad to help any person interested in the Brazilian or in the Indian market. And even so, I invite everyone to come with us to join our mission to the fair in India on the 5th and the 15th of January.
Okay, let me. I'm going to take a few guys that want to speak. I think some drop. I'm going to take a few guys that want to speak. But Paulo, so if I want to go for this fair in India, where are they talking about? You guys are going to facilitate the logistics side of it. I see you're going to help us if we have a large body to perhaps process travel documents, visas, hotels, not air tickets, but to make it easier. So if folks want to go from an organization or a state government or a state's local government, for instance, they could come as a body and as a package deal, we could do that on a package deal for them, facilitate the logistics side of it. Where do they want to go? What particular vendor are they interested in speaking to? And then that would happen, right?
Exactly. For us, just example, having over 40 mayors from Brazil that are joining the fair. They're coming with us because we are facilitating in a way that any other chamber were doing before. So looks simple, right? But from the visa, the letter of recommendation, the fair organization, the pre-meetings, during meetings, translation, a specialized person to be with you during the event, all the connections, time to speak, food, local transportation, all the meals, for example. Even the first day where everybody's tired, you're organizing a tour for everyone. You're going to have a guide for everyone as well. And the whole agenda from the first to the last day, we can organize for you. So let's say, for example, I want to go and buy shoes from India, as an example. Or I want to go and buy something. I want to sell something in India. A part of the fair, which is like 5 days, we're going to stay additional 5 days in India. We're going to, of course, stay in Delhi, 2 days out of the fair. We're going to go to Gujarat, which is a very big and developing state. It's the same state of Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister. And we're going to Mumbai for another 2 days. So during this specific additional 5 days, we can organize a different agenda where if you're a mayor, if you're part of the government, or if you have a company, we can arrange all the meetings you want with suppliers, with buyers, with companies that you want to visit, maybe government level in order to have cooperations. So we can arrange everything for you during these events. So it's a very good opportunity for everyone, not only the government, but to smaller city governors that want to find opportunities, that want to try to look for investments for your city, for your countries. It's something we can try to arrange for sure.
Gotcha. Let me get Felix in. Felix, you have a question, and I have a DM as well. Felix, you can unmute, but I have a quick question for you, Paulo. Someone's asking about agricultural machines financing. So I'm going to make you talk about Paul. But Felix, you got the floor. Go ahead.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Carlo, and thank you, Paulo, for the presentation so far. It has been an interesting one. Mine is a little bit of an experience that I want to share with the house, and I don't know how Paulo could help in mitigating it for some persons that might be doing maybe business with Brazil, India, and Nigeria. Here's my own experience. I think sometime in 2008. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, sometime in 2018, we're into import business from, we're bringing in, paper reels. Paper reels they use in making paper products in Nigeria. We're importing from paper mills in Brazil to Nigeria. And we're importing directly from some of the major paper mills in Brazil, specifically Suzano paper. I don't know if you know about that, Paulo.
I know them.
Yeah, so we're bringing from Suzano and we're bringing to Nigeria. Business was good, but here's it. I think that was one of the weirdest things I had during this period was that from nowhere I started getting calls from Indian guys. Hello, Mr. Felix. We heard that you're into paper imports into Nigeria. Before you knew what was happening, do you know that the quota we had from the paper mill to be imported into Nigeria, for no tangible reason, our quota was reduced. And before we knew, they told us, young man, we don't have production for you for this year anymore. Next year, we'll put you into our batch. And some details, some background search we had to do, we realized that there were a lot of big boys in the market. And majorly of the big boys were from India. But the moment they got to know that some players from Nigeria were trying to go into the market, they went ahead to block our quota from the paper mills, and that was it. That was how our business crashed. So, my worry is this. When Nigerians want to go into international business like this, they may not have the financial muscle to actually do the bulk international transaction. And believe me, by the time you start getting involved in products that are really moving, it's like a cartel thing. Before you know, some other players come into the market.
Felix, I hear you, but listen, what's the question?
Market? So I'm trying to understand how can business people from Nigeria be protected from such global interests that might come in for a product that they want to bring into the country to sell and make money?
Let me just present Gustavo Ramos. He's our marketing director and communications of the chamber. He just joined now. Felix, I think the whole thing could work better when you do a market research, when you have a good planning and you know your surroundings, your threats, future threats. So the best thing to do when you going to the international market, even if it's bringing things to your own country or selling things to different countries, you need a very good planning, right? So doing a market research and a market intelligence is a very good thing to do, which we always recommend the companies that want to be an international player, right? It's a very competitive environment worldwide. You have companies from China, from India, from US, from Europe. Then they pretty much swallow everyone. We have the same issues in Brazil, have the same issues everywhere, right? But when you're prepared for the challenges and you do the proper market research, you identify your threats, you identify future problems, your competition, pricing, financing, is the only way you can prevent this kind of issues, in my view.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, Felix,
Anyway.
again, this is a question I think across the board, not just in Nigeria. If you're doing business anywhere, you're going to find good actors, average actors, even bad actors. So, like Paulo said, the depth of your team, what you bring to the table is very, very important. Having a good advisors. So the good part about this is that Paulo at least and the chamber can at least hold your hand and say, okay, this is how we want you to do it. Most times we go into a different market without actually knowing how that market operates. So it's very, very important for us to know, do it the right way. I'm not saying it will take away the bad actors, but give you some protection going forward.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. And Paul, I had a question from a guy, my friend here on the space. He's a big farmer in Nigeria. I talk a lot with him. A big problem that he has is agricultural machinery. He has some combine harvesters he bought in from the US. He does a lot of storage, and we're always talking about financing agricultural equipment. He's asking, is there anything for him? Should he come for the fair? What's in it for him? Can you basically just hold his hand and say, Brazil, you have someone that can supply cheaper or better tractors? He's basically asking that question around that issue of agricultural equipment financing. Do you have anything for him?
Yes, of course we need to actually have a deeper look regarding that. Actually, next week we're going to have a meeting with the ambassador of Brazil in India. We're going to be talking specifically about the event. As you know, Brazil is a big player in agriculture, in machinery. We produce a lot, we buy a lot, and there is a big financing program in Brazil. I'm not sure how now by head how would work for financing outside, maybe Nigeria. But please tell your friend to send me a message or email with the specifics that he's looking for, and it's definitely we can look. I see the fair, specifically the Indo Food Fair, as a good opportunity because there we're gonna meet with the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Agriculture from India, but we're gonna have some political players from Brazil too. It's a good opportunity to connect and try to see all the available programs, to see if we can do anything with Nigeria. We can contact the Embassy of Nigeria in Brazil and take a look what's already in play. If not, we can start working with something. Of course, if we need to start working with something, it's going to take some time. But we can check if there is anything available between our two countries with Nigeria. Maybe he can finance here in Brazil and then bring to Nigeria later. But we have few programs for that.
All right, so I think he's listening and he's also going to send a mail to you guys and we'll take it from there. And I think key point again, Paul, you're mentioning this interplay with the government. I know the vice president is in China right now. I know I read somewhere where our president was talking about pivoting to the east to try to leverage the economic power of Brazil and India. India is one of the largest trading partners with Nigeria. Brazil is up and coming. We will have aeroplanes here from Embraer here in Nigeria and want to do a lot in terms of that interplay with the two markets. So it's very, very important, not just for
I lost you for a second.
Oh, I was just talking about the level of trade between India and Nigeria and now the growing trade between Brazil and Nigeria. I'm talking about the interplay of the government, that we have to also tie in the governments as well, which makes it easier because then we can have bilateral trade agreements, bilateral tax agreements, so we don't have double taxation and all these issues. So it's very, very important that you're bringing up the fact that the governments are also invited. If you're a local government, a state government, you want to go as a delegation to the trade fair in India, Paul can take care of you. They can do a package deal for you, specific, and say, want to go learn about transportation, we will take you to transportation, to the folks that do transportation in India, Brazil, and you basically speak with them even longer than the fair. So it's a good way to take your cabinet, as it were, and see what is India, what is Brazil under this BRICS arrangement doing properly and doing well. How can we plug in? If we export ginger from Kaduna and we're going to meet the largest ginger players in India and Brazil, how else can we then stretch that value chain to create exports, to create jobs, and to get funds into Nigeria? So big opportunity here, not just for the private sector, but also for the government side as well. Paulo, did Gustav want to say anything?
Gustavo.
Hello, guys. I'm in the car, and I'm have very poor internet connection here, but I'm listening to you. And as soon as I get better signal of mobile state of signal, I'll let Paulo know. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but I'm hearing.
Not a problem.
I told him it was 11 p.m., Carlos, so I'm sorry. It was my fault.
No worries. I got you. No worries. So I have another question here. Someone is asking specifically as regards is there going to be anything here in terms of finance? That's what someone is asking. Are we going to talk anything around financing? If he wants to switch over from, say, importing from Europe to now importing from, say, India or Brazil, is there anything to do with financing or with the banks around this topic? Someone's asking.
Let me ask somebody else. The message is cutting quite a lot. I couldn't hear you very well.
Okay.
Anyone do the hands up if you're listening to him? If not, hands down. Because I'm not sure if it's only me.
Paul, let me try to ask him, Paul.
He's back. Now he's back.
Okay. He's basically asking Paul, right, that is there anything to do here with financing? Apart from just the access, is there also going to be a financing leg to this transaction that we're going to do in Brazil and India? That's what it's asking. Are the banks involved? Can we talk to the banks in terms of financing for import and exports?
Okay, so we are a chamber of commerce, right? All we can do is talk, propose, ask, request, right? So the thing you said previously is very, very important. Without the political support, without having your mayor, your party, your senator, your congressman, your president, things doesn't go very smooth, right?
Yeah.
When you're by yourself or your group or company. So we always better to go with an association or a cooperative or state level representative with you that can help with your interests. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for financing. Yes, that's we are talking with few sectors. Brazil now is financing a lot of projects outside of Brazil. Particularly political-wise, it's not something I support a lot in few areas, but there's many other areas that is very good and is very important, right? So, for example, if you have a state level or a cooperative or a big company that wants to do something specific and they're looking for investment or looking for financing, is definitely something we can try to defend their interests and look for partners around the market.
That makes sense for me. And I'm just going through the DM. Don't mind. So, Paul, on that question for you, is there someone's asking for? Do you have an idea of costing? Is that what someone want to discuss today, or is they send you a DM? Someone's just asking for just a roundabout costing. If he had to, what would it cost for him or his team? You want to discuss that or leave it alone for another time?
I'm sorry, the costing for what?
If he wants to come for this event in India, he's asking for just an estimate of what it should be a budget.
Oh, sure. We can, as I mentioned to you, usually we don't work with the flights because it's much easier to you talk or buy from Nigeria, right? We have access to the India and Brazilian market.
Yeah.
We don't have access to the market. But everything, part of the flight, depends on how many days you're going to stay and depends of your agenda, right? But the starting price is $2,500. It's not much, really not much without the flight. Up to 4,500 if you want, like, for example, few consultations, few visits, few specialists are going to be part of this delegation, right? And depends on, well, I wanna be a sponsor in the event. I want my company to be in the event. I want to have a specific place. I want the name of my company to be somewhere. I want a time to speak. Of course, the cost is more, but the average is about $2,500 to $3,000 with everything, including the visa, the leather, all the meals, hotel, the fair entrance, assistant to be with you, the pre-meetings, the meetings during the event, and as well after the event as well.
Gotcha.
Even the flights inside India is included as well already.
Flights in India are included. The visa is also included. Did I hear you say that the visa is included?
Yes.
All right, good point. That was my next question. Someone's asking about the difficulty in getting a visa. So that answers that question.
Yeah, they were specific about the visa. Of course, what we do here is we need documentation from your company or your status as a representative of state, city, or the country. And then we send this letter to the consul and as well to the event management, which is the Ministry of Commerce. They're going to evaluate. As soon they evaluate, it's all right, there's a company, they exist, etc., etc. They're gonna send the letter to us, and we forward to the embassy or the consulate. So the consul will gonna issue the visa, and we're gonna take care of everything regarding that.
Okay, that's so that's the biggest question I'm getting. Folks are talking about travel access. Someone is saying, is this also, are you guys government or you're a chamber of commerce? So just want to clarify that. Someone's asking if you're the government or if you're just the private sector and all that.
We are a chamber of commerce. We are not private because we are no profit organization, right? Of course, there is fees and costs we charge for different things, and some things we just recommend our partners, right? We are here to facilitate introducing the right partners, the partners you can trust, the legal part, the logistic part, but we are no non-profit organization, right? But we are not part of the government. We are a private group, but you're not part of the government. We have the contracts and agreements with governments in order to facilitate internationalization.
Okay, and it's also asking here, this transaction is going to be in dollar or the currency is out. Can we use? What's it asking? I think it's asking if they can use. Yeah. Will they pay in dollars or naira? I guess. Okay, that might be a different question, Paul. I don't know, Paul. I'm not sure if you can answer. Someone's asking they can pay in local currency. I'm not sure if you can answer that, or if you want to leave that alone.
Well, the payment where we ask is the following. There is actually an initial cost.
Yeah.
For Brazilians, they're doing two things. They're paying everything in upfront, or they're paying just a fee, which is like $1,000 fee, and the rest they pay when they arrive in India. But I think for Nigeria, I need to check case by case. You probably can do a transfer to America, or can do a transfer to Brazil, or maybe to Dubai, whatever is easier for you.
Yeah.
But I can talk privately with so if someone is interested. But I think the best way to do it is to pay just the initial fee and take money with you to India and do the payment there. So it's going to be less fees, less, things for the transfer. We just need, of course, the fee for the fare, the fee for the visa, and do all the
stuff to get you there. The stuff to get you there, more or less.
Exactly, and the full hotel, food, everything you can pay when you're already in India. But we need the fee for the whole process, right? For
gotcha.
The event,
all right.
For the visas.
The farmer boy, you've got the floor, sir. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Carlo. Yeah, I don't know if Paul knows about this company in Brazil, Baldão. They are into agricultural tools and machines. I don't know if you have any contact and they do financing for machines for Nigerians, because I've contacted them 1 or 2 times, but
Farmer, you dropped off.
I dropped?
No, I mean he dropped off. He was asking about I can
into language by.
Yeah, let me get back to him. Farmer boy,
Yeah, they normally send.
If you can hear me, you cut off big time. I don't know if you can ask your question again. You had a big break in your ear. Can you hear me, sir? Ake? Oh, I think let me just meet him so he will now try to speak to him. Paul, I think he's the same guy that was asking about the equipment, and he was talking about a language barrier for Portuguese. So trying to get equipment from Brazil for his farm. He operates a large farm in Nigeria, and there are a few of them. So he was talking about the language barrier trying to get equipment. I think you've answered that. If it gets back to you personally, you could see how you could make those contacts for him in Brazil.
Yeah, I think the barrier is that's why the chamber is here for, right? So if you need anything in Brazil, the chamber represents you, right? That's the whole idea. I want to buy equipment from Brazil, we can help you out, right? But of course, let's say in the individual level, we need financing for one machine. We cannot do that. We don't have access to the Nigeria market, right? What we can help you here is, for example, if we have a group or cooperative, we want to do a big deal and buy several machines or something, we can try to find the financing for that. But if it's like me specifically, I have one farm, I want to buy one product or one machine, it's a little bit complicated, right? We don't have access to the Nigeria market to finance there. We can do only in Brazil. Of course, there's a lot of there's a process for that. We can try to help and look into it. But it's not something easy if it's a small transaction, right?
Yeah, and Brazil is a huge commodity exporter. Soybeans, sugar, huge. And I really like Nigerians to learn how Brazil has really turned, just exporting soy, sugar, commodities to China, how they've really built a sub-economy around that, getting tons of foreign exchange. I think that's just a big lesson, or should we say model, for Nigeria to also copy as we diversify, as we always say, from crude oil. Brazil also has crude oil, but somehow they do a lot more than crude oil. Yeah. Paulo, go ahead.
Yeah, just discover a lot more in the north of Brazil. So I think that Nigeria population is growing like crazy, right? There are some projections.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, we're gonna surpass China by 2050, right? So maybe the safety, the food safety there is an issue that everyone has. I don't know why Nigeria don't have a cooperation, even if it's a government level or institutional level, for technology transfer, or to bring professionals from Brazil in order to help you for better farming. We have a lot of institutes here. We have a lot of professionals, and we have a lot of programs that we could do and cooperate in order to help Nigeria. As example, as a producer of soybeans or many other areas, right? Cattle, many other areas. We are here to cooperate. If there is someone from the state level or institution or cooperative that is interested in going to Brazil or arranging a mission to come in Brazil, and we can here maybe find the players that could help you with that. Maybe financing, maybe just knowledge, maybe some professors, maybe companies that could go to Nigeria to cooperate, to teach, to coach. We can help in this matter as well.
Yeah, and I think it's just like you said, that technical knowledge, that we have the farms, we have the farmers, we have the harvest, but just that technical knowledge, I think is what's missing really, especially the fact that, I think we have more affinity to Brazil and India than even Western farming methods. Maybe the climate, the sort of stuff we grow, the demographics, the rural area type farming. So it's a big ask, and I hope that we're able to take advantage of things like this to basically learn. I think if we learn, it helps us on our own in Nigeria. The farmer boy, I think you're back. Go ahead and start, see if you can speak. Go ahead, sir.
All right, thanks, Carlo. In fact, the area I'm much more interested. I think Paul just spoke about it in the areas of partnership with states. I don't know if he can give me that opportunity. I can say to some level, Kwara State is willing in areas of knowledge sharing and everything. And I know Brazil is one of the leading when it comes to cassava and soya bean. And they have one of the best agricultural machines that actually fit in for our environment. When I'm talking about bow down implements and Vatra tractors. They are one of the best in the country, very rugged and very strong. And I would just want him to give me that opportunity to facilitate a meeting, and if he has the capacity, between him and the Commissioner for Agric. And I'm sure that the state is really, really interested in partnership and knowledge sharing, and most of this just partnership to be precise. So we are really interested in that aspect a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Farmer Boy, just to be clear, right, that's essentially what we were looking for. Polo and myself, and of course his team, we want to build bridges, southern bridges between Nigeria, Brazil, India, to essentially help both countries, or the triplet countries, right? So what you're saying is exactly on point. Like Paul has said, send me a DM, send him a DM, let's get the meeting sorted out. I mean, it makes sense if the state and the local government go together to this fair. See how the state and local government in Brazil and India have worked together to boost yields. Then with you now, as a private sector farmer, you then can tell them, this is what they have done. Can we copy and do in one local government in Kwara State? I will be the quote-unquote, the guy that I will then implement. Their job is to legislate and execute. Your job now is to now create jobs on the ground. And of course, that's going to be a very, very good partnership. That's what I'm looking for. When I put the tweet out, I said it there. The private sector, the state, the local, the government. We want you guys to partner. We have to work together. We can't do private on this side, government on that side. So, Paul, Akin is asking that we come together. So, you take it from there. Akin, we're going to talk. Once this is done, we're going to talk. We'll talk and I'll connect you with Paul. Gustav, you want to say something?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me say something. I was listening everybody. I noticed that there is a lot of questions and a lot of doubts about the agricultural and business and machines and everything. So I did not talk about this with Paulo before. It just happened to me now. Maybe after the mission in India in January, we can maybe, if it's like a lot of Nigerians that have this necessity to access the global commodities and agricultural market, and learn with like how Brazil became this power in means of agricultural and cattle and everything. Maybe Paulo, we can build up. We can create some kind of course or lectures or a program to the Nigerian that are like looking forward to know deeper about agriculture in Brazil, as well as financing and everything. What do you say about this? I know I don't. We didn't talk about this before, but I think it's a good idea, right?
No, yeah, exactly. The whole idea is to start in the event in India, so companies, business people, governments, cooperatives can visit us. We can maybe talk over there because it's closer for them, maybe, and there's a lot of things that can be interesting for them in India. And as well, apart, we can coordinate maybe a visit to Brazil, maybe a mission to Brazil. If any of you would like to be involved, bring other people, bring institutions, cooperatives, government level, and we can organize a fair or a meeting here, or a mission or a starting mission in order to cooperate in this. We have access to the bigger states of production, Mato Grosso, Santa Catarina, which is the bigger players in Brazil. State level institutions, anything you need, we have the access to. So, for example, the government and farmers and the private sector have the interest to bring some knowledge, professors, professionals, companies from Brazil in Nigeria. We can look for it and we can arrange it. We can make it happen if there is interest there.
Yeah, very, very important. I mean, again, guys, the main thing, let's remember where we were in Nigeria. It's $1 to 1,400 naira. If you are growing, say, ginger, the same ginger, if you export it, you get a higher return per farm tons than if you sell in Nigeria. Then you can then use those exports to then import the modern equipment that you like to do. Usually this is a very, very hard thing to do. Export to where? Who is the market? Who's going to buy my product? Where can I go to learn? Will the government allow me to do all this? And this is what I'm do right here, to give you a one-stop shop where you can actually go and get access to the market, to get information about those markets as a team, not on a one-on-one, as a team. So please take advantage. Like, we're going to work with the Farmer Boy. Once we drop the call, Paulo and I will just hop on you as well on the DM. But guys, if you want to get more information, I think Paulo's been here for nearly an hour. We're going to let him go. So DM me, DM him. I'm easier to reach, and I will just send his information to you and you guys can speak. It's very, very private. Don't worry about it. You can Google him. Like I said, follow his handle. If you look below, you see the handle for the organization as well there. Also follow and get more information and just ask questions. And if you can, start to put it in your budget for 2024. Say, I'd like to go on this trade mission to Brazil because I'd like to learn about opening up access to markets. Irrespective of the dollar exchange rate, when you open up that access, you are diversifying your company's sales, which can never ever be a bad thing. So start to put it in your calendar. I know it's the end of the year. Put it in that you'd like to finance this trip to India and start to communicate. I'm always open. You guys know my DM is always open. Send me a DM. I'll hook you up, connect you, and I can take it from there. Paul has given us a lot of, should we say, he's made it easy. Get across to him if you are serious. They package everything. You heard him say, including the visas, only apart from the flight ticket. Everything is going to be on a complete package. So let's talk, guys. Let's do this. We've been here for like about an hour. I'm going to let the guys from Brazil go. Paul, Gustav, you guys have anything to say? I have a Mills that wants to speak. Paul and Gustav, you guys have anything to say?
Oh, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity, Kalu. We really want to cooperate with African countries, Nigeria specifically. There's a lot of areas we can help each other. You know, there's a lot of products that you can buy from you, then you can buy from us. There's a lot of knowledge to share, a lot of knowledge to learn from each other. And I see it as a very good opportunity. And specifically, this mission is a place we can meet personally, cooperate, and start the actions, right? But as well, I would like to have the opportunity, maybe we can open another space in the future, specifically about the cooperation between both countries. We can bring some materials, bring more people in order to talk about it. And I see a very good idea to maybe do a mission from Nigeria to Brazil. We are very open for it.
Yeah, we'll definitely put that on my card to bring you guys back in. I think lots of guys are watching Arsenal getting beat, so maybe that's why I'm not here. But we'll definitely have to bring you guys back and talk more about this. It's very, very important because it creates wealth at the personal level, at the state level, and also at the national level. This whole idea of exports and basically to other countries. So I love it. I will definitely keep on talking. We've started it. I'll keep on tweeting it so that way folks can see it and of course can then contact you, Paul. So on that note, Paul, let me just really want to say thank you again for your time. I know how I had to, get you in here in a hurry to speak to us, and I do appreciate you allowing yourself to be here and of course opening yourself up to questions. We appreciate that from you as well. So folks, that's the message. We've got Paul in here. He's laid out the opportunity. Let's take advantage of it. My name is Kalu Aja. We're going to be here again tomorrow, guys, 7 p.m. same time tomorrow. We're speaking about tech, IT, fintech, investment flows, that sort of thing. So again, be with us again here tomorrow. On that note, I'm going to let Paul go and let you guys go enjoy the rest of your Saturdays. Thank you so much, guys. Have fun and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.